Hello and welcome back to our podcast, Mic'd Up, the space where stories meet purpose. I am Garima, your host for today, a student from Premier International School in the Premier Studio, and with us today we have the honor of speaking with someone whose lens has not only captured moments but also movements from triumphs, transformations, and transition across Nepal and beyond. Joining us today is Mr. Bikash Rauniyar, a seasoned photojournalist whose journey from studying law to shaping the visual narrative of Nepal's socio-political landscape is nothing short of inspiring. From being a photo editor at Kantipur Publication for 2 decades to having his work published in leading global outlets like the New York Times, LA Times, Frontline, and Outlook, Mr. Rauniyar is a name that resonates with powerful visual storytelling. So let us dive in. Mr. Rauniyar, welcome to our podcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Namaste.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, sir. Okay, so let us start at the beginning. You studied law. So what led you to pivot into the world of photojournalism? Do you think there's certain experience or moment that pulled you into the cameras?
Interesting question. And coincidentally, today we are marking National Law Day, Kanun Divas.
Wow.
So only this morning I updated my Facebook status stating that I studied law, but my journey changed and how I took the path to become a photojournalist. I always wanted to become a lawyer since my school days. But during my school days, I was also seriously interested in photography. And so we had a photography club. So love for photography began when I was in class 8 in St. James.
Okay.
Then later on, I pursued my law studies, and I used to take pictures during festivals. I used to take pictures for our school magazine, and after school, also in Godavari Alumni Association, we continued our photography club.
That's
And
really
whatever activities GA used to organize, like spelling contest, quiz contest, basketball competitions, I used to take photographs, and that used to get published in our GA magazine. But one incident made me think that I can take photojournalism as a serious professional career, which is one morning when I was on my way in my bicycle to Law Campus College, I saw big army trucks taking big guns, toop, and that time that I just to finish coincidentally I was carrying my camera and I had 4 shots left. So I wanted to finish those 4 rolls by taking that picture of the army trucks carrying the guns, and that's over. But after about a year, then the then Indian government imposed blockade, and the reason India was angry with Nepal because India thought Nepal purchased arms from China, which goes against the spirit of Indo-Nepal Treaty, 1950 Treaty. So that picture I had, and we had started a magazine called Spark, and that picture got published to illustrate a story about Nepal and India. But we are not so sure whether that gun was brought from China or not. But just for illustration purpose, that picture was published in Spark. And later on, after that picture was published, Binay Gurbacharya-ji, who was correspondent of Associated Press, he called me and he wanted that picture.
Okay.
So that picture, he bought it and it was published in worldwide.
Wow.
And I remember receiving the fax. You know what fax is? Fax with the paper with that printed LA Times picture with the byline Bikash Rauniyar. And also I got paid well, $150 for that photo.
Okay, so it was really embedded from really beginning, but I think it was the socio-political landscape that pulled you into it, right?
Yes.
That's really interesting. Okay, so Mr. Rauniyar, your work spans decades of Nepal's social and political landscape, like you said us. So through your lens, we've seen your documentations for the revolution of Nepal, their movements, and everyday life as well. So, what has it been like for you to, just witness and shape this visual history?
I feel like that I have contributed archiving history.
You have.
And visual documentation is now, the more the time passes, the importance of the pictures which I have taken 35 years ago is very important. Because we can use that pictures to see how the changes has taken place, or we have documented that visual history. And I think visuals are so important and so powerful that it is very, very important for us to document it, because documenting history is so important. And I feel like not only me, people like me, photographers like me, have done a wonderful job of preserving those images for future generations.
Okay, so through all this, do you ever feel a responsibility or like a pressure when you're capturing such significant moments?
Because I enjoy this work so much, I never felt pressurized. I know there are my colleagues, at times they are very tensed, that they always imagine what pictures they want. But for me, I think I'm a little different. I do not pre-imagine that what pictures I want. I will not. I will just wait for things to happen, and whatever happens in front of me, I try to capture it. So because of that, I don't feel any pressure.
That's really inspiring, Mr. Rauniyar.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, so we've also seen that you've worked with a lot of international organizations like the UNICEF, WWF, ABD, and UNDP. So how do you approach with photography differently when it comes to photography being used for causes and communities rather than breaking news?
Yeah, because breaking news is news photography and it's for the daily newspapers. But at times we do get assignments for example, like World Wildlife Fund wanted me to cover when their president was coming. So he was visiting Chitwan.
Yeah.
So that time that time I think it's much more easier because I know what is going to happen. I know there will be elephant safari. He will go and visit see the rhino, or he will meet the local Tharu people. So it's kind of easier, and I'm supposed to document his visit. So it's like I have that special privilege access, and it's a kind of a different work. But then it's very interesting.
Okay, so since you talked about assignments, do you think there is a particular assignments that really, moved you or like you're deeply connected to?
Oh yes, because since beginning I was always interested in environment and conservation. So one assignment I have to talk about is that once Panos Institute gave me assignment, and that entailed, I think we have time, right?
We do.
In detail. I'll say.
Please, yes, sir.
The British government, DFID, was bringing in South Asian journalists for them to cover climate change issues.
Okay.
So for that climate change issue, this was in 2009. So that time they funded our project, they sponsored our project from Himalayas to Bay of Bengal. So for that, I have to tell you, we flew from Kathmandu to Pokhara. Then plane, it was charter plane. So we are taking pictures of Himalayas. Then in Pokhara we land and we get into helicopter. Then we fly to Manang, and we capture glaciers. Then after capturing glaciers, we land in Mustang. Then we have about 2 hours in Mustang. So after 2 hours in Mustang, Zomsom, we fly back to Pokhara. So in Pokhara, we leave helicopter and we get into plane and we fly to Biratnagar.
Okay.
And in Biratnagar, we get into jeep and then we go to Kosi. So in Kosi, there was a bad Kosi flood. So we met the victims. We went around local villages documenting what the flood has damaged. So after spending about almost 4 or 5 hours, then I think around 6:30, we drive to Birgans. So our first night, imagine, from Kathmandu, we fly and then we drive to Birgans and we spend a night. See, I think photojournalist is the best job in the world. And then next morning we wake up and then we cross the border and then we go to Muzaffarpur. So in Muzaffarpur, we go to Kosi flood embankment areas. All those people, we meet the local Bihari people, how they are dealing with the floods and all, or how it is impacting, especially local farmers. Then next day, from Muzaffarpur, we spend a night in Muzaffarpur. Next day, we drive to Patna. In Patna, the capital of Bihar, we meet water resources experts who explains about Kosi River and details about that. And then after that meeting is over, then we get into train and we in train we go to Calcutta. So again in Calcutta we meet environmental experts, various environmental experts. We meet politicians, and then we spend about a day, and after about 2 nights, and then we again get into train, and then we take train to Dhaka. And that was another journey, traveling in train and going to Dhaka. So again in Dhaka, we meet journalists, we meet climate change experts, environmental experts, and then we fly to Chittagong. So Chittagong port and sea, we go, and then from Chittagong port we go to Cox's Bazar, which is almost near Burma border, Bangladesh Burma border. So our trip, I think fifth day or sixth day, we are in Cox's Bazar, documenting the life around Bay of Bengal. And so you see, from Himalayas to Bay of Bengal, I think this trip is really memorable.
Wow.
And then I still use those images taken in 2009 because it's still relevant,
Okay, I'm mesmerized
very
by
important.
all that you said, sir. Okay, so we often hear the phrase that a picture speaks 1,000 words, but, in your case, it's also about activism. So, how do you see the role of visual storytelling into activism and change making?
I think if you are concerned with certain issues, then if you are deeply affected by it, I think you can do a great job, because you are like as a daily newspaper photographer, you are only documenting what is happening that day, but you are not seriously involved. I think if you want to do a serious photojournalism, you should take up certain issues which you prefer, and then you be with that subject for long period. Then you have a visual archive, and which can be used to tell a story very powerfully.
Okay, so do you believe that photography can still shake people's brain, even though in today's, image saturated world?
Well, things have changed rapidly, and nowadays you are flooded by visuals.
We are.
You open your mobiles, Facebook, Instagram, you open newspapers, you have YouTube and whatnot, and I think the things to impact people is really challenging, because you are flooded with a lot of junk. You need to filter, and
Exactly.
I think to
With AI increasing as well.
exactly, and sadly, because of AI, now a lot of people, you have taken a brilliant photograph, genuine picture, but a lot of people may not believe that it's genuine. They may think it's AI generated.
Okay.
So it's even much more challenging for photographers and photojournalists now to bring in the images, and I think the responsibility is even bigger now. So,
Okay, so since you've trained and mentored so many young photographers, from local journalists to even international exchange students, what is the most important lesson that you pass on to the next generation of storytellers?
I think whatever subjects you matter, deeply you should follow it.
Yes.
So I think it doesn't matter whether they are local Nepali students or students from US, because there are a lot of many exchange students, they used to come here. But what I found was our Nepali students were distracted. Whereas compared to them, the US students, they come here for 6 months, they take 3 months academic classes, and 3 months they trek to various places. And that time I think they are more hardworking.
I see.
And I think in anything, if you need to succeed, you have to work hard.
Yeah,
And you have to be
definitely.
involved passionately.
Yes, passion is the biggest key.
Correct.
Okay, so while you were mentoring these people, what do you think are some challenges that young photojournalists face today that you did not when starting out?
Things are different.
you did
now.
tell me AI is one. What do you
Yes,
think
AI
are
is.
some more?
Nowadays, I think is convenient to learn, which is good. The new
Yeah.
technology, I mean, you can use YouTube and you can learn how to use camera. So you really don't need teacher. I mean, you can learn the various ways. In my time, to learn photography, there were teachers. I used to go visit photo studios, and I used to talk to the experienced photographers, and I used to show them my pictures, and I used to tell them, please tell me what's wrong in that picture. Or I used to go to visit British Council, American libraries, and read books, and I loved Life magazine, because Life magazine was full of great photo stories, or National Geographic. And that's the way I learned. But nowadays it's so convenient for young photographers because everything in cell phone, in their mobile phone, they can get to see.
Yes.
So, but you should utilize it properly.
Of course, the media is evolving rapidly, and also with the rise of digital manipulation, AI, and constant content. What are your reflection on media ethics, and the responsibility of representing in today's landscape? Because once you're into visual storytelling, you kind of sort of are representing the message that you're trying to convey to people, right? So what do you think what are your reflections on those media ethics?
I think as a journalist and as a photojournalist, we should be true to our profession, and our job is very important because the our pictures people used to rely, people used to believe, but that is changing. Now they question. So I think the responsibility is even much more that the way we work, people should believe it, because we should honestly depict what has happened. Nowadays, there is a tough, big competition. People have desire to become famous very quickly. So photographers do couple of unethical things, like they will alter the image, and to change the image or to change the images now. I think because of various tools in AI, and Photoshop, you can alter the images.
Yes.
But I think I'll give you one example. If you do that, you will be spoiling your career. There was a case, one photo won the award, but later on, it was found out that picture was altered.
Okay, I've heard about this.
And after that, he did that mistake for one image, but the picture library where he used to contribute removed all the images of him, and he was fired.
Okay.
So see, you shouldn't be too greedy for good pictures.
Yes.
You still do your work honestly and don't alter the image, or if you alter the image, do state it why you altered it, or mention that you have altered the image. So I think the people, because people believe us, the viewers and the readers.
Yes.
They believe us, and that authenticity we should, keep it intact.
Okay, yes. So staying authentic and true to the pictures is really important.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up with all that you've experienced, all that you've seen and taught us, what do you think keeps you inspired to continue telling stories?
See, these days I wear so many hats. I am into my family business. I'm into organizations like SAZA, Himalayan Rescue Association, Media Advocacy Group. But whenever I travel, travel excites me, because going to new places, I always carry my camera. And when I go to new places, in fact, I'm traveling next week. And see, things are, what is happening since last 2-3 days is there's a big tensions happening between India and Pakistan.
Right.
Now I'm going to Delhi.
Okay.
And I'm flying from Gorakhpur. So I have work in Bhairava and I fly to Gorakhpur. So photojournalism is like, there are history in making now. I don't know what will happen. Maybe the airport will be shut about. I may not be able to go. But I'll still go there and try to capture images, whatever I find. In fact, whenever I travel, I plan. So I've already done some research. So many Thakalis from Marfa and Mustang area, they migrated to India. There are a lot of people, they work in Indian Army. So in Gorakhpur, I have about a day. So I'm planning that I'll spend looking for those Thakali people who have migrated to Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur, and living there since many years. So I want to meet them and I want to document their life.
Okay, so that's really diverse. So you're not only looking after the socio-political state, but also the ethnic people, right? So I think that's a really good thing to do. So Mr. Rauniyar, is there anything that you'd like to add up?
I think we covered really well. In fact, I'm so impressed with you all, young journalists.
Thank you
it
so
keeps
much.
me, young, and that energy, is transferred. So thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Rauniyar, before we wrap up, we have a small present that we would like to give it to you.
Oh.
Well, it's from our student from IB,
Oh, wow.
art
That's
student.
lovely.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I loved
So
it.
it's a
Can I
token of
share this
appreciation.
with in our my social media?
Yes,
Insta?
please. Yes, please,
Great.
Mr.
Oh,
Rauniyar.
I love this. I think I'll treasure this. I'll frame it and put it in put it in numbers. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really love this. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so Mr. Rauniyar, thank you once again.
Okay. My favorite.
That's you, really.
It's great. Lovely, lovely. Whoever made this, please tell
Shout
him or
out to
her.
them.
Please, I want autograph actually. He or she
Shut
around.
up.
It'll be lovely to have whoever created this, his or her signature.
Sure,
if it's
we
possible.
we can do that.
Oh, great. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Mr.
Wow.
Rauniyar, thank you so much again for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us today. Your work truly is a testament to the power of image. And it's not just to, inform, but also to connect, to invoke, to provoke, and to inspire. And we're really inspired by all that you shared with us today. And to our listeners, remember, sometimes the most powerful stories do not need words. They just need someone to see them. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking closely. This is your host, Garima, signing off. Thank you.